Imagine being one of the richest people in America, but refusing to buy new clothes, refusing to heat your house, even refusing to pay for your own son's medical treatment. This woman became one of the most powerful investors in history, yet she was known as the Witch of Wall Street. Her name was Hetty Green, and at the peak of her fortune, she controlled the equivalent of billions of dollars. But her story is far stranger than you might think. Hetty Green was born in 1834 in New Bedford, a wealthy whaling town in the United States. Her family was already extremely rich thanks to the whaling industry. But Hetty wasn't raised like a typical rich child. Instead of toys and parties, her father taught her something unusual for a girl in the 1800s: finance. By the age of 6, she was already reading financial newspapers. By 13, she was helping manage family accounts. And by the time she became an adult, she understood money better than most bankers. When Hetty's father died, she inherited a great fortune. But instead of spending it, she did something rare. She invested aggressively. She bought government bonds, railroad stocks, and distressed assets when everyone else was panicking. During financial crises, while investors were losing everything, Hetty Green was buying. She believed in a simple rule: buy when everyone is afraid. A strategy that investors like Warren Buffett would later make famous. Hetty became extremely wealthy, but her lifestyle shocked everyone. She wore the same black dress every day. She avoided spending money whenever possible. She reportedly looked for the cheapest office spaces and sometimes argued over tiny expenses. Because of her dark clothing, serious personality, and ruthless financial decisions, newspapers gave her a nickname: the Witch of Wall Street. At a time when women had almost no power in finance, Hetty Green became one of the most feared investors on Wall Street. But her reputation wasn't just about money. Stories began spreading about her extreme frugality. The most famous one involved her son. When her son Ned injured his leg, Hetty reportedly spent days searching for a free hospital instead of paying for treatment. By the time he was treated, the infection had become severe, and his leg had to be amputated. Historians still debate how accurate this story is, but it became part of her legend. To many Americans, she was no longer just a genius investor. She became a symbol of extreme greed. Despite her strange reputation, Hetty Green was incredibly successful. At her peak, her wealth was estimated at over $100 million. Adjusted for today's money, that would be several billions of dollars. She became known as the richest woman in America, and during financial crises, even banks borrowed money from her. Imagine that, one woman lending money to the financial system of the United States. When Hetty Green died in 1916, she left behind a massive fortune, but her story remains controversial. Was she a financial genius, or a symbol of extreme greed and obsession with money? Maybe she was both. But one thing is certain: she proved that even in a world dominated by men, a determined investor could control Wall Street itself. Today, the legend of Hetty Green still fascinates historians and investors. She wasn't just rich, she was afraid. She was brilliant, and she became one of the most unusual figures in the history of finance: the Witch of Wall Street.